Hello everybody, Lucarios here, and welcome to week 4 of IHops, going up against vmnunes and the Alaskan Articunos here. For week 4, in a matchup I actually like quite a lot. I do like this one. I think he's got a really good team, but it's a team where I can definitely take advantage of some of the things in it very nicely, which I like a lot. We're sitting at 3-0 in second place, just behind Clash of Max, who's got like 2 5-0s and is doing really well. I've won all 4 games, but they've all been 3 very close games. So there's that. Nunes is 1-2, but had a pretty unlucky match week 1, if I remember correctly, and has played in over 40 draft leagues. So that's clearly a very good player. So definitely still got my work cut out here. Hopefully I can go to 4-0 and be in a really strong position because I go into a very tough second half of the season. Next week I play the team that's currently 3rd. And then the week after that, I play Leeds Lucarios, who is very good. And then I play another team that's currently 2-1 and a rain team in the other 2 weeks. So definitely going to be tough. So hopefully I can get to 4-0 here and be in a really strong position, having to only need to win one of those games to make playoffs. So yeah, that's that. If you haven't seen it already, go and check out my ADBL final that got uploaded last week. That was a really fun game. You go and see how I did in my first ever final. So let's get into Nunes' team and what I think they're going to bring. Starting off with zygarde 50% here, which is just very strong in all that it does. 1,000 arrows is one of the best moves in the metagame, hands down. It can run Dragon Dance, it can do sub-coil kind of stuff. I would probably be expecting a subset here, because if you look at my team, Gorgeist is the zygarde response, and Gorgeist obviously likes to set Leech Seed. You can kind of try and sub so that Leech Seed isn't going to break subs. Or Leech Seed doesn't, so that I can't Leech Seed him. And that really wouldn't be surprised to see sub Dragon Dance or sub Coil. Maybe sub Dragon Dance is more likely because I've got a bit of offensive presence, so sub Coil maybe wouldn't be able to win. Sub Dragon Dance could be very scary because you only really need Dragon Dance. You only really need 1,000 arrows and then a Dragon move to kind of be effective, or it can run the Sludge Wave, I think, as well, to try and catch Gorgeist, stuff like that. Tapu Fini, just bulky fairy, bulky water. It means I can't status it or like other stuff on the team because of Misty Terrain. It's also a defogger, which is really solid. It's pretty bulky, but it can't naturally recover, and that's a theme you'll see throughout this team. He doesn't really have any natural recovery, which is hopefully what I'm going to try and take advantage of with some very strong breaking in this one. But Fini is good. It's somewhat tough for me to switch into as well if he runs it more offensively, so that's definitely something to keep in mind. He may try and do that. But it's pretty good. Mega Aerodactyl is very fast. It can run Adamant in this matchup and still be fast and everything. Base 150 speed is so fast. It's insane. Like, Max speed Mega Aerodactyl is faster than +1 zygarde. Is what I was trying to say, that which is just ridiculous. But it's really strong. The combination of rock plus, well, the combination of Stonish plus Dual Wing Beat plus Earthquake hits most of the metagame incredibly hard. Thankfully, I have a Mega Aggron which takes on Mega Aerodactyl very well. Otherwise, it is a very scary mon. It can also run Pursuit to try and trap Gorgeist. That doesn't do a ton of damage though, so I'm not too concerned about that. I didn't bother running Shed Shell because it's something that he may think of doing or may not think of doing, and even if he does do it, it's not going to just kill Gorgeist, so I'm not too scared of that. Metagross he kind of has to bring because it's his only switch into Lele. It's his only switch into a Psychic at all, is that Metagross, and Metagross isn't even a good one unless he brings like Silvally Dark, but then Silvally Dark isn't a switch into to Lele, and if you bring Silvally Steel, then why not just bring Metagross? Metagross can be pretty strong. Offensively, it can't do a ton because it's never going to break Aggron, but if he brings it kind of specially offensive or something and tries to bring Focus Blast, could try and do something like that, wouldn't be too surprised. He does kind of need to bring it to respond to Lele though, so I think that's a definite bring. Rotapede I could see being left off here, another just lovely bulky mon, but another one that doesn't get natural recovery outside of Pain Split, so it's going to be quite tough here. I do actually struggle to deal with Rotapede offensively in this one, because obviously Aggron loses to it, Vaporeon loses to it, Gorgeist loses to it. The only thing that beats it are like AV Muck and stuff like that, so I wouldn't be surprised if Heat comes if it's more of a Nasty Plot set or a Scarf set. I think Scarf could be very good because it would be faster than like Zapdos and Lele as well. And you can run like Will-O-Wisp to try and limit Garchomp's ability to do stuff, but if Misty Terrain is up, I obviously can't be burned, so that's kind of something to keep in mind there. from his perspective. Keldeo is just a strong special attacker, kind of a spec set, can do a lot of damage to stuff like that. He can try and use it to break aggron. The nice thing from my perspective is that its fighting move, Secret Sword, is like Psyshock. It hits on physical defense, which is good in some respects for him because it allows him to take on Vaporeon a bit better, but actually it's worse in terms of he actually can't one-shot aggron under any circumstance. So that's something to keep in mind. Aggron's just strong in general, so he definitely wants stuff to beat aggron. And Keldeo isn't necessarily that one. I can see Keldeo being left off. I actually don't think I put it on my layout for the 6. Decidueye is another defogger. If it comes, it definitely comes especially offensive. Maybe like Specs, or more likely with the Z move that it can use, because especially offensive Decidueye can actually break through my team fairly well because of stuff like aggron and Vaporeon. It beats stuff like that because obviously it can hit especially offensively onto aggron, which is pretty big there, and it beats Gourgeist as well. It just loses to Mark, which he may or may not think I bring to this one. Mark has a good matchup, so he may be slightly scared of that. Miltank is just a bulky normal. It can do Heal Bell, stuff like that. It's just especially defensive. If he doesn't think Specs Lele is coming, it can come specially defensive to try and check Lele. That is an option for him because he can run at max speed and be faster than Lele, which is always an option for him. I don't massively anticipate it though because it loses to a lot of our stuff on my team like Zapdos and Garchomp and stuff. Although it can run Ice Punch to try and 1v1 Garchomp, which may be an option for him. It can run Thick Fast as well and be a good check to Salazzle, which he doesn't necessarily have otherwise on the team, which is another reason why he may just bring Heat, is just it's a decent Salazzle check. Silvally, I am anticipating, because I don't think a good chunk of his team is that good here, and Silvally could be very good if he chooses the right type, like maybe like Silvally, what Silvally would it be? Like a Silvally fighting or something, he may think could be really, really good because it gets good and it can run like Flamethrower and stuff and it gets good coverage. Silvally would be scary, 100%, and I do anticipate it. It's another defogger. He's got a lot of good hazard removal here, which is why I haven't brought hazards to this one. It's because he has so much removal that for me there was no point getting them up in the first place. And then Shedinja, which is there, which is certainly good in certain matchups, just not this one, because I have so many things that, if it's not Zapdos which just has moves for it, or Gourgeist which just stabs, everything gets coverage to just bop it, which it usually runs. I run rock moves on this team anyway to hit Heat, with like Garchomp and Aggron and stuff, so they just hit Shedinja anyway, and I obviously have to run Shadow Ball and Melee for Metagross and stuff like that, so not really anticipating Shedinja here. He probably could bring it at some point this season though and catch someone out with it pretty easily. Wouldn't be surprised to see that one. If I had to predict it to 6, I'm going to say Zygarde, Fini, Aerodactyl, Metagross, Rotom and Silvally, I think would be the 6. I could easily see Decidueye being mixed in there because I think especially offensive Decidueye could be very good. I could see Keldeo being mixed in there. I could even see Miltank being mixed in there. I think any of his team is kind of solid. There's nothing that I'm too scared of against him though, which is really nice. There's a nice change because usually there's something where I'm like, I do not beat this Mon, which is another reason I really like this team. So I guess the thing I'd be most scared of would be Rotom Heat more offensively because it can be pretty scary against my team. So let's get into my team, what I'm bringing and why I'm bringing it. Starting off with Garchomp here with the Lumberry. This is just so the Rotom can't Wisp me, which obviously it can do that anyway. If it Wisps me on the switch in, I can if it's fully physically defensive, Rock Slide only does like 40%, and then it can just burn me after that anyway. I'd probably switch out on that though and try and be a bit more careful. It is just what it is, and hopefully he will lean away from trying to Wisp Garchomp and stuff like that because of Misty Terrain if he wants to bring Fini, which is also a decent swap into Garchomp. Garchomp doesn't really two-shot anything on this team, but it can break fairly nicely. With the exception of Fini and Zygarde, if it has a Dragon move, it can basically 1v1 anything on the team, including stuff like Metagross and stuff like that. And with how good Metagross is against Lele, I think it's important to definitely have something that's going to threaten that nicely. Obviously, it can run Ice Punch as well and stuff like that, so we have to be careful. I almost ran Yachi because the amount of ice coverage he can run, but I thought Lum was more useful because this is also my switch into Rotom Heat, so I do have to be very careful with that. I don't have good switch-ins to Rotom Heat, so I have to try and preserve my Garchomp to do that. Rock Slide is there to hit Rotom Heat. It also hits Mega Aerodactyl fairly hard. Earthquake is obviously there just as the stab move. It does a lot. Poison Jab does, I think, it's like 5 to 10% more to Fini, so that's always nice. And then Scale Shot is once again is there for Zygarde mainly. It does up to 80% to Zygarde. I think that's with 3 hits. Yeah, that is with 3 hits. And then I would obviously then have a speed boost. And I would be faster than Aerodactyl because of all the speed I've run. I have run speed to be faster than Miltank, which is base 100, because If he brings Miltank to try and check Lele, and he doesn't expect specs, then he would probably run max speed Miltank to then be faster on the following turn. So I thought it made sense to run all the speed on Garchomp there. I am slower than Keldeo and I can get Icy Winded, so that's something to be aware of, which is something the Scale Shot is quite nice for because I get close to a one-shot on that. If I had Life Orb, it would have been, but I thought Lum was more useful here, for sure. Garchomp isn't necessarily going to be massively coming in and trying to break. It's going to be kind of... It maybe won't get a kill this week, but it will hopefully chip down stuff like Fini and the Heat for like 50% each, and they can't recover. So even that's really useful. Lele is kind of the crux of the plan here. We've got choice specs, and if I can try and eliminate that Metagross either by predicting it coming in and going for Shadow Ball or just whittling it down with other stuff, specs Psychic is a 2-shot on everything. Literally everything. Specs Moonblast kills Zygarde, which is always really nice as well. I'm max speed to speed Sisavali and Zygarde. I thought that was useful. Even if it's just to have the speed tie as an option if I need to go for it. The HP doesn't really help me too much here because he can't Bullet Punch through Metagross anyway because of Psychic Surge. Moonblast is going to do a decent chunk of damage as well, but obviously Rotom resists that, whereas Psychic is actually a 2-shot on Rotom under most circumstances. The thing that is actually most likely to live as Psychic, other than that, was... It's probably the Fini. If it's more Def, it can probably take 2. It could probably almost take 2. And if I'm not Specs, he has a couple of decent switch-ins. Like Rotom Heat would be a decent switch-in. Fini would be a decent switch-in. But because I'm Specs, he just has no switch-ins, and Psychic just picks up kills. He can obviously then go and try and revenge me. I do live 1 Keldeo hit though, so that's always really nice. I can trade 1 for 1 with that, and I believe Aerodactyl kills me though because my physical defense isn't very good. So that's something to keep in mind there. But I'm just strong, and hopefully this is going to be able to pick up a couple of kills, or just chunk stuff for like 50% each, and stuff like that. I don't have a designated sweeper for this one, which is maybe a mistake, but I don't usually have kind of designated sweepers with teams like this. I just have lots of big offensive threats that can sweep if you want to, and they just put in a lot of work. And even stuff like Aggron can win in late games and stuff. So here is this Aggron with Ice Punch, Heavy Slam, Rock Slide, and Earthquake. We've gone full coverage. I originally had Rocks because I was like, well, there's a lot of ones I can't actually hit that hard, like Fini, for example, is always going to take the hits well. So I was like, why don't I just run Rocks? We'll get Rocks up instead, but no, there's so much removal on this team that it's just not worth it. You can just freely click Defog every single time. Ice Punch is there for kind of that sub-Zygarde I was kind of scared of. This is how good Aggron is, right? With this EV spread where I'm Spadef, I take 50% from a Banded Advent 1000 Arrows from a Zygarde. That is insane. That's how good this thing is. And Ice Punch does more back. It does like 80% if it's that. And so if he wants to, if I've seen Sub, and it's like a sub Zygarde and he's taken a bit of damage, Ice Punch can then pick up that kill for me, which I think is going to be really important because Zygarde's obviously his main threat, and if it's sub and it's no item or something, then he can beat Gorgas 1v1, stuff like that. I feel like he's more likely to run like maybe Dragon Dance coverage and then just randomly tech Sludge Wave, something like that. I feel like that's slightly more likely, but if he does bring sub and stuff, this is a good option for that if need be. Heavy Slam just does a lot of damage to a lot of stuff in general. Stuff like Fini, it does like 40%, which whiffs it down. Does quite a bit to like Miltank and Decidueye as well. I left Body Press off. I think I had it originally, but I was like, I don't think Miltank's that likely to succumb. So I think I'm better at throwing other stuff. Rock Slide is going to catch the very obvious Rotom Heat switch in, which is kind of a very good switch into this thing normally. It's also going to do quite a bit to Aerodactyl as well, if that's kind of a 50-50 play. And depending on the Silvally he has, that could also be useful. I'm not sure what could be good here for him. And then Earthquake is there because this is switching to Metagross. So just being able to hit Earthquakes into Metagross is nice, otherwise I don't do much damage back to it. And I just kind of get stuck in against it with something that can't do any damage. Vaporeon is coming here with the leftovers. I've had to go fully physically defensive because, as I said before, Keldeo's Fighting Stab's Secret Sword hits physical defense, which is unfortunate because it means I check it less well, basically. But if this means he can't flip turn, basically, which is where Keldeo can be quite scary in modern format. He also just can't water move freely because I just get to go into with Water Absorb. We've got Wish, Protect, Scald, and Flip Turn. I considered having Heal Bell, but I felt like with the combination of Misty Terrain and then my Lumberry on Garchomp, it wasn't that necessary to do that. I'd rather have Scald to be able to hit Rotom Heat quite hard. I can, if I do live one like Thunderbolt and stuff, so I can hit that pretty hard. I can 1v1 Mega Aerodactyl. I can do a decent chunk of damage to Zygarde as well. And Scald, there's always a chance for a Scald burn, and then because of my speed stat, I'm able to slow flip turn on everything on this team because of how fast it is. I will just make sure I'm slower than Metagross. I may run minus speed nature, otherwise pretty self-explanatory on that one, and I can just get my offensive threats in like Garchomp and Lele more easily. The Lele specifically, far more easily if I can get flip turn momentum off of it. Gourgeist Super coming back here. This is a very obvious bring to check Zygarde. It basically, even though I had like Weezing and stuff to check ground types, I'm like, Zygarde is a big threat as a mon. You need this grass type to resist that for you, and that's exactly what Gourgeist does here. It takes 13% from non-banded Falcon Arrows. The Zygarde has to go +4 to 2-shot me, which is insane. The slightly sticky situation is, as I said, if he runs no item, I can't break his sub if he goes for it. And if it's a more defensive set, I don't think Poltergeist breaks the sub, but if he brings a more defensive set, I'm even less scared of it offensively, because Aggron unironically walls it if it's a more defensive set, which is insane. We've just got Poltergeist to hit hard there. Seed Bomb is, I believe, almost a one-shot into Keldeo if it's taken any kind of... I think literally flip turn plus Seed Bomb is a kill into Keldeo. It also does quite a bit to Fini, which is nice. I can kind of beat those mons because Fini is likely to run Nature's Madness here because of Aggron. I think that makes sense. He's also, because like Vaporon's otherwise a very good switch into it, he can force me to wish and try and get momentum into like Heat and stuff like that on that. So that's always an option for him. Synthesis is just there for longevity. Leech Seed, I'm not sure how likely I am to be able to click, because as I said, I think Sub-Zygarde's pretty likely here. But it's just nice in general because his switching is probably going to be like a Rotom Heat or a... yeah, probably like Rotom Heat, or depending on the Silvally he has, and then getting Leech Seed off is quite nice there. Also to help like Aggron recover if I have to then go Aggron, because then I can get in more recovery back there. I did consider running Shed Shell to stop Mega Aerodactyl pursuing, but from Adamant it only does like 50%, so even if he does do that, it's not the end of the world if he gets that off. I think I'd rather have the leftovers for the longevity to be able to check stuff like Keldeo, even though I'm more physically defensive, and stuff like the Zygarde just really well. That's always valuable, and stuff like Fini as well. I can go into this on Fini. If it shows Nature's Madness and just wants to keep Nature's Madness, I am potentially more likely to do this because Synthesis is slightly more reliable at doing that than Wish would be, because you can maybe try and set up Nasty Plus with Rotom or something like that. So something to be aware of. And then finishing off the team, we've got Choice Scarf Zapdos Galar again, which... I look like I haven't put any effort into these EV spreads. This actually outspeeds something by 1 point, and I can't remember what it is. Oh, I think this might be with Adamant. I outspeed Mega Aerodactyl by 1 point. That's how fast this thing is. It's probably Mega Aerodactyl, because this is where I was like, okay, I'll go faster than +1 Zygarde. And I was like, +1 Zygarde's actually slower than Mega Aerodactyl, so I was like, let's just go faster than Mega Aerodactyl. Might have been Scarf Rotom as well, that might have been a thing. Yeah, this is probably faster than Scarf Rotom as well. It's just a strong set in general, with the number of defoggers he has as well. I don't have rocks, but I could have tried to catch a Defiant thing again. Close Combat, Brave Bird, U-turn, obviously, and then Drill Peck in case I don't want to take Recoil. That's basically all it is. The Flying Stab isn't actually as good as the Fighting Stab here, especially if he doesn't win Decidueye. But there isn't, like, Close Combat isn't a recoil move, so it's like, you don't want to run Thunderous Kick, really. I feel like he might try and bring Silvally Ghost to try and check Zapdos slightly better, because other like Fini is to switch him, but Fini doesn't like to take banded Brave Birds at all. So that's something to keep in mind there. He can kind of rely on me bringing a locked set and kind of work between like Fini and Rotom, checking different stabs pretty well and try and play predictions there. But he doesn't have great switch-ins to Zapdos, and this is something that's faster than Mega Aerodactyl and almost kills with Close Combat, which is really nice. You always want something that's faster than a Mega Aerodactyl because of how threatening it is. That's just pretty simple there. So there's the team. As I said, I will just check the speed on Vaporeon in case I've made a mistake there. Otherwise, that's pretty much all there is to say about that. So I'll see you guys in the battle. Okay, so only difference between what I had on the dock and what I had on the thingy-mabob. So the only difference between what I had on the dock and what has come to the game is Keldeo has come over Silvally, which I have on the dock, which is fine. I'm actually more happy about that because Silvally, depending on the typing, could have caused me some issues offensively, and I'm very glad to not see Decidueye, because that could have been quite difficult for me. The fact that Metagross is so early on the team means he's definitely brought that to kind of try and check Lele 100%. We see Keldeo, which I'm not too surprised by. We see Aero, and we see Fini. So Once the meta goes down, my Lele is amazing. In terms of leads on his end, I'm not too sure what he's going to try and lead with. I'm tempted to just lead Lele and massively just chunk him on something. The only issue with that is if he leads Metagross. That's not massively a situation I want to be in. Metagross can also pursuit me, which would do a good decent chunk, but I'm not weak to it, so it's not the end of the world. I do kind of like that play, because I feel like he's likely to try and lead Rotom, maybe to try and Volt Switch, or maybe just try and lead Zygarde, or something like that. I actually like the Lele lead a lot here. I'm going to do that. He leads Fini, so this is absolutely fine by me. Misty Terrain is up rather than Psychic Terrain, so it's something to keep in mind. I'm just going to turn one Shadow Ball, I think, here. I see no reason to do anything else. Like, the play into Metagross is very obvious for him. We get Lele up. Let's turn off Psychic Terrain, though, into... Yeah, Fini. My Shadow Ball is a 4-shot. Too bad, but if you bring out like a Metagross, it's doing a lot. And I'm going to Shadow Ball. Turn 1, I think. He doesn't get Metagross, so this gets 2-shot by Shadow Ball. Yep, that's offensive as well. We see lefties on the Metagross. I've never heard this song before. What is this? Oh, okay. I've never heard that before. This is very funky. He can Bullet Punch me though, so that's something to keep in mind. I don't want to get Bullet Punched here. It is Spadef. It is. It's maybe not. It's probably like adamant, but it's got Spadef. I'm just gonna go straight into Aggron here in case he clicks. Although he's thinking about it, I don't think he does have Bullet Punch, you know. But I don't think that's something to risk. It doesn't kill, to be fair. I don't think that's worth, because I then lose my ability to like 1v1 like an Aerodactyl later on. I think I'm better off doing this, just in case he does have Bullet Punch. He'll actually swap into Zygarde here, which is fine. With Metagross very weak, I feel like just going for a weird Ice Punch here in case he subs is pretty smart. Although, is that stupid? I mean, the most a Zygarde will ever do to Aggron is like 50%. Is the thing, which is what made me think he was going to try and run sub setup. We'll see Adamant Band 1000 Arrows is doing 42 to 50 of Adamant Band, and my Ice Punch does a lot. So I'm going to do this in case he's sub. We actually see Heat come out here. So he's scouting for Ice Punch. Misty Terrain is up, so I can't get Wisped, so I'm very okay making the Garchomp play here. He'll actually double into Keldeo, so he's making some good doubles here. I cancelled slightly too late. I do not want to get Icy Winded here, so I'm going to go straight into my Vaporeon. It's not worth the risk. If he wants to keep trying to make plays, that's fine. But I got in a good spot with that first turn prediction of the Metagross coming in. He'll just Calm Mind. So that is pretty scary. But I just get to Flip Turn here. You can Secret Sword and do like 50%. Yeah, Secret Sword do 50%. I just get to Flip Turn. And it's fine, I get to go into my Zapdos. And he doesn't really have a switch into a Brave Bird. Yeah, Keldeo with Calm Mind is always scary. Because it's a good mon. How much do I do to a Rotom? A good chunk actually of Brave Bird. That's not bad. I see no reason to not just make the safe play here though, because I'm ahead in the game. So yeah, that's fine. 36 I think is going to show us... 36 is going to show us either Spadef or offensive with HP. What it isn't is it's 100% not physically defensive. So you just go to Garchomp. I don't care if he wants to Willow. Yeah, that's what the Lumberry is for. That's what the Lumberry is for. Clutch Lumberry. And my Rock Slide should pick up the kill here. Nice, perfect. Okay, really good start. Really strong first 9 turns of this game. I'm playing really well right here. Well, I'm not playing incredibly, but my matchup is, my prep is very good here, and it's doing well. I've just taken that 50% on Vaporeon, which isn't too bad. He'll probably go Keldeo. No, he'll go Fini. Okay, he'll go Fini. So this is a good opportunity for me to try and heal up my Vaporeon. Oh, the crit's annoying. That's an unfortunate crit. That is an unfortunate crit. No, we're just looking at standard, right? Yeah, we're looking at standard. So the non-crit does 22 to 26. So yeah, I just protect this turn and get the leftovers back up as he'll Moonblast again. And now I shouldn't die under any circumstance unless he gets another crit, which would be very unfortunate. Yeah, living on 4. Perfect. So I now just get to protect. He'll probably make a play. Yeah, he'll go Zygarde. Unsurprising. And we get to heal back up to 60. I will go Gorgas this time, because he tried to make a double last time, so... One of those. Sub-Zygarde is still very, very scary, though. He'll make a play and go Aerodactyl. He could very well Pursuit here, but I'm not too concerned about that. As I said, it's only going to do about 50%, so I can heal it back up later. Yeah, he does a Pursuit. Okay, yeah, that's a nice bring. Nice Pursuit bring. That's fine, though. I really considered bringing Shed Shell. I think Heavy Slam is just my best play here. Because I don't mind if he wants to go Metagross, and Keldeo will still take quite a bit. Yeah, Metagross will die to this plus Earthquake. So that's fine. He'll get Rocks up, which is a good play. Good play, because I don't have removal on this build. So you see Rock from the Metagross. It is dead, though. In will come Keldeo. And I'm thinking just simple Vaporeon play again. I should live 2 Secret Swords. He'll actually Scold and give me Water Absorb, which is very kind of him. So now my flip turn's very free again. He'll go Fini. I get to flip turn out on that. And what do I want to go into on this? That's a good question, actually. I'll go Lele. That makes the most sense. Yeah, that definitely makes the most sense. Something dies here in 2 turns, and this can't do that much damage to me. I just get to freely Psychic now. I'm in a really good 20 turns. Started really well. Unless he throws something weird at me, he should be in the clear here. This is like what happens when I prep really well, because I'm like playing really quick as well, because I know what's happening. Which is the difference between, I guess, this and like, a couple of weeks ago. I kind of know exactly what I'm doing. This might die to 1. No, it just lives, which is unfortunate. It can Pursuit me, is the thing. This is what I don't want to happen. We should do about 60%. He also can't kill me, unless he's... Oh no, he will be adamant, yeah, he can't kill me under any circumstance unless there's a crit. Yeah, he's got Bulk as well. Because I get Pursuited and I take the damage anyway. Is the thing. I don't want to get Pursuited and just take the damage anyway. Is the only thing. He likely will click Pursuit here though, if I had to imagine. Which is only going to do like 30. I'm in a good spot here. I'm just going to Psychic. I think. Ah, he actually Wing Beated. Okay. That's unfortunate. I thought he'd try and make the play there. I should have swapped. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. But it is what it is. That's very unfortunate. I don't know. That was a weird play. I don't think it was a bad play though. I probably should have kept Lele around though, realistically. This will go down now. So that's okay. Garchomp is now very, very strong as well. Yeah, probably not my finest moment there, I think it's fair to say. It's leftovers. Keldeo, by the way, I didn't mention that. Leftovers. And we saw Secret Sword and Scald. So it's Calm Mind, Secret Sword, Scald, and probably Icy Wind, if I had to guess. Secret Sword can go and do 48 again. You get the flip turn out. And my Brave Bird picks up a kill in 2 turns here, I believe. Which is very nice. How much does it actually do to Fini? I shouldn't have let Lele die like that. I really thought he'd Pursuit though. I also didn't think anything you could do killed. Stone Edge didn't kill, so I don't know why Dual Wing Beat was doing more. But here's what it is. That's why you don't go too quick. Yeah, if Fini is physically defensive, which we haven't seen anything from it, it will take 2 Brave Birds pretty easily. I don't want to risk this staying in though. Yeah, he'll go Fini. Which will take 40%, so yeah, it's physical. It's physical Fini. But now it dies to 2 Brave Birds on the swap. So it's not too big a deal. I'll go Gorgeist this time. We'll frisk leftovers. Moonblast will come in and it will do quite a bit. Actually, that was probably really stupid. That was probably really dumb. That was really dumb. I don't know what I'm doing. Hold on. Let's just be careful. Let's just be careful. I'll go for Leech Seed in case he doesn't just kill me, yeah. So we saw Moonblast off this, and that's it. I think just going Aggron is probably the play. Because I can do like another 40 into it. I just need a little bit of damage. I just need Zapdos alive to be able to kill Keldeo. And I should be okay. I haven't played this the greatest. Started really well and then I've kind of made a couple of bad plays. Like I shouldn't have sacked Lele. I should have just, because I would have lived another switch in and it beat Fini. I shouldn't have done that really, and you'll get to go into Keldeo now. So, not my finest moment. I'll go into Vaporeon again here. Oh, he Scalds, perfect. He Scalds, perfect. Okay, that's my get out of jail free card, I think. So we do that. How much does Garchomp do to Fini? I 2-shot with Poison Jab. And I 2-shot with Earthquake, I think. Actually, no, I don't quite 2-shot with Earthquake, do I? Because Garchomp always beats zygarde, so I don't think that's the play. Yeah, Scale Shot does quite a lot to zygarde. So it's like, I think that's the play there. I think it's slightly more expendable though, that is the thing. Because Aggron also beats zygarde. How much does Zapdos do to zygarde? $50, okay. Yeah, because I basically need to sack something to Fini. I basically need to sack something to Fini to get damage off on it, which I think is going to be Garchomp. Which I'm going to assume dies to a... That's Finneon. To a Fini Moonblast. Oh no, it probably doesn't actually. Oh yeah, I take this. I take this and I 2-shot. Yeah, this is definitely the play. Yeah, Poison Jab will come off, I low roll, which is annoying. Special attack, it doesn't matter. I'll just Poison Jab again. He'll go Keldeo, so this will take 30% from Poison Jab as well. Let's go Vaporeon again. I have no reason not to. I'm pretty sure he's got Icy Wind as his last move. I think that makes a lot of sense. It's probably Icy Wind. Because the thing is, regardless of what happens, I get to either Flip Turn or Vaporeon dies, and then I just get to go. I just get to go Zapdos after that, so it's fine. I played myself into a bit of a silly situation because I sacked Lele like that, but it's okay. I'm still in the clear, I think. And Garchomp can hopefully still Scale Shot into Zygarde for damage there. This is a tough end to the game, though. Tough end to the game. I shouldn't have let Lele die like that. That was really silly. To be fair, I did think I lived, so I just went a bit too quick on the calc. He'll go Zygarde, so that is fine. I actually think I want to go Aggron and click Ice Punch. At the same time, that brings in one of the two water types fairly easily. So I'm actually thinking Garchomp and click Scale Shot. Which, I mean, that's on a... Yeah. I think in Garchomp Scale Shot is the better play here. Because even if he goes Fini, I just get to... if he goes Fini, I just get to Poison Jab it the following turn. And it's not the end of the world at all. I just need to hit this Scale Shot, which is 90% accurate, so hopefully I hit it. Otherwise I might lose. That'd be very awkward. Oh, he'll E-Speed. Okay, yeah. That's not good for me at all. That's not good for me at all. I may have to get a roll with Brave Bird. I go Aggron here and I Heavy Slam. Just in case he wants to try and go into something else. Because it allows me to... Oh, it's recoil though. How much does Heavy Slam do to Keldeo? Oh, Heavy Slam actually does a good chunk to Keldeo. So yeah, I'm gonna just Heavy Slam. Yeah, he'll go Keldeo, which actually should die to 2 unless I get a bad roll. Yeah, so we're okay here. And it can't kill me. I did low roll there, which is unfortunate. Does something else I do more? Yeah, Earthquake does more, so I'll Earthquake here. Scald won't kill. Just please don't get the burn. Okay, good. 2%? Ouch. %2 is an ouch. 2% is a massive ouch. But yeah, he wins this. He takes this one. Should not have let Lele die like that. That was so stupid. That was really stupid. Really stupid. Should not have let Lele die like that. Shouldn't have gone into Gourgeist on Fini like that. The sack was always Vaporeon there. Because Gourgeist beats Zygarde. I have to get the roll on this, basically. Give Brave Bird on Fini. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter either. Oh, I did get the roll. Fair play, but it's not going to matter, so it's going to be a 1-0. So we just about rescued the runner, and it picks up the kills at extreme speed here, yeah. Really stupid play. Really stupid play. Really stupid plays. That was so stupid. Oh, Christ. That was a very awful way to play that one. For 20 turns, that was so good. And then just, like, why sack Lele? Why go Gorgeist there? No reason to do either of those things. I was so bad. You can't do that. Because Gorgeist, at that stage in the game, with the 3 mons left, beat all 3 in the right under the right scenario. So why I didn't just go Vaporeon, that was really stupid. That was really stupid. So that is a lesson in knowing what pieces you need left, because that was just so bad. Like, Lele gets another kill if I just switch there, and then it's completely different. That is really annoying. That's really stupid. That was really good for 20 turns, and then awful for 10. And then I had to try and pull it back, and there was nothing I could do. That's really stupid. So hopefully I can bounce back next week. I need to bounce back next week now. I need to bounce back next week now. I need to bounce back next week now, because that was not a good finish there. That's what is good games to vmnunes. You made some really good doubles in the early game there, but I was still able to kind of get a bit ahead, and then you made good plays to get back into it, even if I did make bad ones. So I'll see you guys next week for the bounce back.